So here we are, June 2025. It seems like just yesterday we were all trying to figure out how to fold a fitted sheet. And now we're watching a billionaire tech mogul and the President of the United States have a full-blown meltdown on social media. This isn't just some celebrity spat over who has the better private jet. No. This is a fight with real, earth-shattering consequences, primarily because it revolves around a truly massive $1.8 trillion tax bill. The main players are, of course, Elon Musk, the owner of X and CEO of Tesla, and President Donald Trump, a man whose love for exclamation points is matched only by his love for a well-done steak with ketchup. This is the kind of drama that makes you want to grab a giant bucket of popcorn, until you realize your 401k is the one getting buttered. The opening shot in this digital war was fired by Musk. On June 5th, he took to his own platform, X, to unleash a tirade against the Republican-led tax bill. He didn't just dislike it, he called it a Tesla-killing abomination. He passionately urged his 200 million followers to grab their virtual pitchforks and kill this bill now. This wasn't just a casual complaint, it was a declaration of war from a man who had previously been a key advisor and financial supporter of the Trump administration. It was the political equivalent of finding out that the guy who helped build your house is now trying to bulldoze it, all while live-streaming the demolition for the entire world to see. It was a stunning reversal from an ally, and it set the stage for an explosive response. Predictably, President Trump did not take this criticism lying down. He responded with all the subtlety of a monster truck rally in a library. Using his preferred platform, Truth Social, he fired back with a vengeance. He labeled Musk a traitorous clown, a phrase that sounds like it was generated by a random insult machine set to circus villain. Trump didn't stop there. He threatened to potentially seize his factories and accused Musk of being too friendly with China. The rhetoric escalated from a policy disagreement to a deeply personal and frankly terrifying level of animosity. When asked about it later, Trump doubled down from Air Force One, stating he had no intention of speaking with Musk, effectively slamming the door on any hope for a quick reconciliation. It was clear this wasn't a friendly debate, it was a political street fight. This public feud represents a monumental break in what was once a powerful alliance. Musk had previously led Trump's Department of Government Efficiency and poured nearly $290 million into Republican causes for the 2024 election cycle. He was, for all intents and purposes, an insider. But this bill changed everything. The conflict is now being framed by analysts as a bare-knuckle class war. On one side you have the tech oligarchs like Musk, whose fortunes are tied to innovation and green energy. On the other, you have the old money establishment, particularly the powerful oil industry donors who have long backed Trump and stand to benefit immensely from this new legislation. The battle lines have been drawn not in sand but in stock tickers and legislative text. So, what exactly is in this bill that caused Musk to completely lose his mind? Well, at its core, this $1.8 trillion legislative behemoth is a massive gift basket for the fossil fuel industry, wrapped in the American flag. The most controversial part for Musk and for the entire green energy sector is the complete elimination of the $42 billion in federal tax credits for electric vehicles. These credits have been absolutely crucial for making EVs more affordable for the average American family. Taking them away is projected to cause a devastating 30% hit to Tesla's profits. It's a direct shot at the heart of the EV revolution, effectively telling consumers, sure you can save the planet, but it's going to cost you a whole lot more. But the bill doesn't just take from the poor, renewable energy sector, it gives generously to the rich, fossil fuel one. While it slashes support for EVs, it simultaneously injects a staggering $110 billion in new subsidies and tax breaks for oil and gas companies. It's a policy that feels less like it was written in the halls of Congress and more like it was drafted in a Houston boardroom over champagne and cigars. The legislation also rolls back existing credits for other renewable sources like solar, wind, and even nuclear power. It's a comprehensive, top-to-bottom effort to reverse the country's momentum toward a greener future and chain our economy to the energy sources of the last century. For Musk, this wasn't just bad policy, it was an existential threat to his entire business empire. Beyond the energy provisions, the bill carries a hefty price tag that has fiscal conservatives screaming into their pillows. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, the official scorekeeper for this sort of thing, delivered a grim assessment. They estimated that the bill would add a jaw-dropping $2.4 trillion to the national debt over the next decade. This has created a deep rift within the Republican Party itself, with senators like Rand Paul and Josh Hawley expressing serious concerns about the bill's fiscal irresponsibility. It's hard to claim you're the party of fiscal discipline when you're writing a check that future generations will be paying off for the rest of their lives. It's like trying to fix a leaky faucet by flooding the entire house. And if that weren't enough, the bill also takes a sledgehammer to the social safety net. It includes nearly $800 billion in cuts to Medicaid over 10 years. The CBO projects that this single provision would cause an estimated 7.8 million people to lose their health insurance coverage. This has, understandably, united Democrats in fierce opposition and made some moderate Republicans extremely nervous. So, to recap, the bill makes clean cars more expensive, gives a massive handout to big oil, balloons the national debt, and takes healthcare away from millions of people. It's a legislative turducken of terrible ideas, and it's no wonder it has ignited such a furious political firestorm across the entire country. The moment this high-profile fight spilled into the open, Wall Street reacted with the calm and composure of a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. The market went into an immediate and spectacular panic. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, a key benchmark for the health of the U.S. economy, plummeted 800 points within hours of the feud erupting. This wasn't just numbers on a screen, it represented a staggering $220 billion in market value vanishing into thin air. It was a stark reminder that when two of the most powerful and unpredictable figures in the country decide to have a public shouting match, regular investors are the ones who get caught in the crossfire, their retirement savings taking a brutal hit in the process. The epicenter of this financial earthquake was, unsurprisingly, Tesla. The company's stock went into a freefall. Before the market even officially opened, its shares had already plunged 19% in pre-market trading. The situation was so chaotic that the Nasdaq had to halt trading in Tesla stock after it dropped a dizzying 15% in a single minute. By the end of the day, Tesla had lost an eye-watering $150 billion in value, the single largest one-day loss in the company's entire history. This collapse sent shockwaves through the entire electric vehicle sector, with analysts projecting a potential $42 billion loss for the industry as a whole. It was a brutal, swift, and direct consequence of the political battle raging in Washington and on social media. While the EV sector was bleeding, another part of the market was celebrating. As you might expect, oil and gas stocks surged on the news that their industry was about to receive a massive government windfall. ExxonMobil saw its stock jump by 14%, while Chevron enjoyed a healthy 9% boost. It was a perfect illustration of the bill's intended effect, siphoning investment and confidence away from the new green economy and redirecting it toward the old carbon-based one. The chaos in the US market also created an opening for international competitors. Chinese EV makers like BYD and NIO saw their stocks rally significantly, up 22% and 18% respectively, as investors saw them as a safer bet than their American counterparts. This whiplash effect on the market has left everyday investors and seasoned professionals alike feeling incredibly anxious. The volatility is a direct result of the uncertainty created by this political feud. No one knows if the bill will actually pass the Senate, where Republicans hold a razor-thin majority. No one knows if Musk and Trump will reconcile or if their war will escalate further. This lack of clarity is poison for financial markets, which thrive on stability and predictability. Right now, the American economy is strapped into a wild ride designed by two men who seem more interested in winning a public argument than in the financial well-being of the nation. The fallout from this explosive feud extends far beyond the trading floors of Wall Street. Government and legal officials are now getting involved, turning a political drama into a potential legal crisis. The Securities and Exchange Commission, the nation's top financial regulator, has reportedly launched a probe into Elon Musk's posts on X. They are investigating whether his call to kill this bill now, and the subsequent market crash, could be considered intentional market manipulation. This is incredibly serious. The SEC is essentially asking whether Musk used his massive platform to deliberately tank the market for his own benefit, or to punish his political enemies, a question that could have severe legal ramifications for the billionaire. Meanwhile, the political landscape is in complete disarray. President Joe Biden, never one to miss an opportunity, has seized on the chaos. At a rally in Michigan, he pointed to the market turmoil and declared it was proof MAGA economics kills jobs. He is using the feud as a prime example of the instability and recklessness he claims a Trump presidency brings. On the other side of the aisle, the Republican Party is fracturing under the strain. House Speaker Mike Johnson is reportedly working behind the scenes, desperately trying to broker a peace treaty between Musk and Trump. At the same time, Other Republicans, like Representative Don Bacon, have publicly called the feud not helpful, which is the political equivalent of calling a raging inferno a bit warm. This entire episode has pulled back the curtain on the fragile state of American politics and the immense power wielded by a handful of individuals. The fact that a few angry posts on social media can wipe out billions of dollars in wealth and threaten the stability of the entire economy is a sobering reality. It shows how interconnected our political and financial systems have become, and how vulnerable they are to the whims of powerful, outspoken personalities. For the average American, this isn't just entertainment. It's a direct threat to their job security, their retirement savings, and their confidence in the country's leadership. It's a clear signal that the rules of the game have changed, and not necessarily for the better. Ultimately, this fight between Musk and Trump matters to everyone, not just the ultra-rich. It's a battle over the future direction of the American economy. Will the nation continue to invest in the technologies of tomorrow, like renewable energy and electric vehicles? Or will it double down on the industries of the past, propping up fossil fuels at great expense to the environment and the national debt? The outcome of this feud and the fate of this controversial tax bill will have a lasting impact on everything from the air we breathe, to the price we pay at the pump, to the value of our savings. It's a high-stakes showdown, and the entire country is waiting to see who will blink first.